And each of you were invited to be here because you represent someone important in the individual and collective lives of Sarah and Chris. Ladies and gentlemen, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame legend, Mr. Skunk Baxter.
I could lose it all tomorrow and never mind at all. But if I should lose your love, dear, I don't know what I'd do. But I know I'll never find another you. But if I should lose your love, dear, I don't know what I'd do. 'Cause I know I'll never find another you. Another you. Another you. Another you.
You ready?
I think so.
One thing about Chris is he's very deliberate when he's making a big decision, and he keeps his own counsel pretty well. And there's no story that's better to that than to tell the story of how we found out about Sarah. Chris lived with us for the first year after he got out of college, and he often would go to Arlington to hang out with his friends. And suddenly, we started to discover that he had developed a penchant for going to brunch, which kind of made us wonder a little bit. But it was many months before he finally fessed up and said that he had met someone special and that brunch was his cover for getting together with Sarah.
You move, and I'm falling in love with you. It's the things that you say, I think you really want to.
One piece of advice I kept finding over and over again was to tell a love story, specifically the most romantic version of how the bride and groom met. We all know the story of how Sarah and Chris met. It was a cold March in Clarendon at a St. Patrick's Day bar crawl. Sarah had just learned what a rail drink was and looked across the bar at Whitlow's, and that was when she locked eyes with Chris.
I remember when Chris first told me about you. It was a big deal. And by the way he talked about you, I knew you'd be an amazing person. And when I finally met you, I knew exactly why he fell in love with you. Sarah is the most social person with a magnetic personality that brings everyone around her together. She remembers everyone's birthday, as long as you don't forget hers. And she knows all the important details about people's lives. And having a conversation with her is like picking up right where you left off. She is a truly loyal friend, a quality that Chris shares, and has created this unbreakable bond between you both.
Now, if Sarah hadn't invited him to meet her parents, we might still be in the dark today. But Sarah, when we did finally meet you, we realized the wonderful traits that Chris fell in love with. You are kind, you are caring, you're intelligent, and you're beautiful inside and out, just to name a few. However, when we realized that you shared Chris's conservative political views, we knew you were definitely a keeper.
As you can imagine, Chris, when Sarah was growing up, I'd wonder what kind of man is she going to marry, and I had a vision of all the qualities I wanted that I thought would make Sarah happy. And so I built in my mind this image, and it was an impossible bar to reach. And Chris, honestly, you're not that man. You're not that man, because I couldn't imagine a man like you even existed. And Sarah faces a troubled time sometime in her life, as she will. Can't tell you how gratifying it is to know that you're the man that's going to be standing beside her. You're the man that's going to look at her. You're the man that's going to hold her. You might just say these words. It's okay, Sarah. I'm here. I'm your husband.
Those of you who know me know that I like to rhyme. For now, it is time to toast with our wine, or Tito's is fine. To Chris and to Sarah and Chris. First off, don't worry, trust me, I got this. To Donald and Sarah, to Janet and Lee, what a wonderful dinner, how you planned it to be. Here at the Ritz, the glamour, the glitz, a warm, fuzzy feeling like a big bowl of grits. With butter swirled in, cracked pepper on top, maybe some shreddy McChetty. Okay, I'll stop. At Whitlow's on Wilson, oh, that fateful spot. They met and talked a lot. It was love at first shot. And now we all know the love we saw grow. Chris landing step-toe is nothing compared to landing Sarah, though. And now we all see, no truer could it be. Sarah, you're the best thing to happen to Chris, and that includes meeting me. Okay, now it is time. I'm done with this rhyme. So raise a glass with this Jew, and let me hear a l'chaim. L'chaim! Have a wonderful night.